All right, and we are off. Today is day 289 of the year of streaming and learning to code. We are continuing on with project number 3, Coin Toss. Yes, now we set up, we did something last night. Oh yeah, we finally figured out how to set up the event listener for our buttons. I'm not sure if we're going to update and modify slightly, because as of now we've got functionality, or we've got it functioning, but there is a little bit more room for improvement on how we could change our setup, on how we're implementing the adding the event listener and that whole button fiasco. But I think we're gonna leave it as is just for now. But there is the potential we may update it for efficiency purposes in the future. In the meantime, we are continuing on. So let's open up our example. And let's take a look comparatively at what we have to work with. Nice. Way cool. Here's coin toss, ta-da, success, and failure. And we will also need the console open, at least for ours. There we go. Good times. Now, I think we're set. Hey, Cecil. Cecil, back at it again. Absolutely. Continuing on. Fun never stops. Well, I mean, eventually it'll stop, but you know what we mean. Day 289. Day 289 commences with confusion like every other day preceding it. What should we do next? We should, now that we've set up our button stuff, we should do something with it. We should... Cecil, no, never stop. Agreed. This thing more of short term, like the stream will have to stop at some point, like today, but not for the year. Yeah, we gotta see it through the year, and then we'll continue adding on other stuff after the year mark. Now, speaking of adding things, we want to add stuff here accordingly. When we refresh this, before... Oh, maybe that's when it was commented out. Command blank save fresh tiny cat little kitty, what are you doing? Hey, look at this. What's that? With those fingers? Yeah, go get the fingers. Good kitty. All right. Look at you. Finger hunter. Warrior princess. Okay. She has found somewhere else to... God damn it. I thought she found somewhere else to go. Look, we can only give you just small amounts of love right now. Dude, there's plenty of time to snuggle before stream and after the stream. Hey. This desk lamp is for Steven's lighting, not your spotlight for fame, little kitty. Go play in the darkness. Go play in the darkness. Alright, fine. Sit on the desk. No laying on the escape key. We've gone over this. Oh, focus. Focus, Steven. Cat issues. Okay. Oh, cat, her tail is between this and this. So all okay, but she's moved. She's moved. We're good. We're good. She's actually made a nice little L shape away from the keyboard. Still blocking the monitor. Mostly her head is blocking the chart section, but that's alright, because we are looking up here and over here. So we're good now. We're good now. Kitty crisis averted. So we have stuff. Console log, coin, command save, and console log. Side. There's that. And save. I hope that's okay. I feel like that's something I can do. So here's heads, right? And then click. Heads and heads, and then tails, and heads and tails, and heads and tails. It's working, little kitty. It's working. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now, we should compare exactly that to one another. So, side to coin. Look at that. That's exactly, basically, what we're doing right now with the console logs. So, if they match, something should happen. We want the following to occur if this particular scenario arises. If side does equal coin, we want it to increment what? We want to increase the count head selected. Do I need to specify it as a number if I simply want to do a variable plus plus? You know, if you just like throw it in there like that, compared to having it without the equals. Because I know if it wasn't equals, if I did like heads, head selected down here equals cat, this would update, and you know it would be cat, rightfully so. But if I do plus plus, I feel like it's looking for a number. And I feel like since I haven't designated that it is, in fact, a number, whether it's 0 or 37, I feel like this is a first-class ticket to confusion, right? Or is that weird? The middlemans. Yeah, for the plus plus to work, it needs to be a number. You got it. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, middlemans, for confirming that. See, even though we're confused and clueless, we're at least just, we're slightly aware enough to smell danger. We can smell fire, we just don't know what it means. Or we can smell smoke, we just don't know that it means fire yet. That's where we're at. You know, as we're looking around town, seeing the burnings building, the flames look pretty, like a moth to the flame, we just don't know that it means danger. So, if we want it to be plus plus, as middleman's confirmed, we should probably make all of these 0, since we are trying to get stats for all this stuff. What are you doing, little cat? What are you doing? Why are we getting so spinny? Just... oh, there we go. There we go. Beautiful. Yeah, because these all start... everything's hidden. That's the other thing. I don't know if we need to hide our stats from the get-go. It's definitely a cleaner interface, but I wouldn't mind if the chart's just already there waiting. Not necessarily the chart, but like the scoreboard, the stat board, if it's already waiting for us. I would be fine with the chart showing up not being displayed, but I'm cool with these zeros just hanging out. That would be totally fine with me. Oh god. So we may do that. But that means all of this needs to be prepped for zeros accordingly. Now, what to do with the following. Select me. Make sure to check which button so you can increment the correct variables. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to come to terms with now as we set this up. This was more or less just a placeholder as I was trying to figure out the values and how those needed to be set, or the variables and what they needed to be set to. But here we've got, let's refresh it. So we've got tails as our coin right here, console logging the randomness. So we've got a tails side. We'll pretend we don't know and click heads, and then heads again, and tails. Ta-da! So now that they match, and now it's not changing. See, we got rid of it to tinker some of the stuff, or in changing some of the stuff last night. We had it in a form element, so every time you'd click and guess or submit the form, it would update this. It would rerun it, so it'd be like refreshing the page each time. And that would change the value of the coin. And now it's just staying static since we got rid of the form element. So we're going to need to add in that functionality too. Refreshing the page. I'm just thinking through the last project we just did, the number guessing game. We ended up re-adding back in the form element and then implemented an event. Was it event prevent default or form prevent default? It was something prevent default. I think it was event prevent default. Yeah, because I remember it rhymed. See? Yeah, rhyming. It's not just used for teaching kids how to read and Dr. Seuss. Rhyming is our friend. So, good way to remember things. So, event prevent default is what we use to stop the form from doing the auto refresh. And then we implemented like a window load or something like that later on in our script. So we could do that again if needed. I just don't know if that's the best course of action. Trying to come to terms with all of this noise. That's the other main thing that I've noticed, is that I think that's the biggest difference. Now that I'm still coming to terms with doing the projects and stuff, and there's so much more stuff, for lack of a better phrase, things to do, even trying to add this little bit of line of code, and it's probably just me and my mindset of overthinking things, each line I run through all the options again on my plate of things to, or on my list of things to do, and then I see changes and breakpoints, and it's like I'm starting from scratch after each line of code. Not from the beginning, but the planning list. I need to find a way to filter that out. I wonder if there's a good way to do that. Are there pre-built scripts? There's pre-built scripts. I know that's not helpful for learning, but again, thinking long-term for, there's got to be pre-built scripts. I'm sure there are. I'm sure there's even template websites and stuff like that. Or programs, not template websites. I know there's plenty of things like Wix and WordPress and all that nonsense, but anyways, we're rambling. We're rambling. Cecil, you don't need the form. Just call your random function and set the coin at the end of each button press. Aha! Cool. I like that idea. So, in the meantime, if side, which is whichever button is selected, heads, it needs to be compared to this, and if it doesn't equal the coin,
Then we will, if it does equal the coin, good stuff will happen. Things will increase. We will increase the number of times it was selected. Blank. I almost want to do side plus selected. Can I concatenate a variable like that? I think I can. I just don't think I should. Selected. See, because if it's heads, I just want to bring that over. I know it's capitalized. If side coin selected. Yeah, that's really messy. That's not going to work out at all. I'm going to have to really think through how this is going to pan out. If they lose, that's a lot easier. We just refresh the page and we add zeros across the board. We can still increase the side that they selected, plus plus, even though that's the wrong setup, but the idea is still there. And, you know, here, instead of side selected, it would be 1. That's if they won. That would happen, and then things would refresh. I think it's like window load JavaScript. No, form window reload or refresh. Window form refresh. That's not it. That's not it at all. HTML. Practical booty. What's the coin variable set to? Oh, right. The coin variable, sorry, again, as a reminder, chat is on my phone, so I don't necessarily see all the comments all that quickly. We get lost in thought as we're rambling and ranting about nothing. Coin is set to the random toss value, heads or tails. So we've just got the console log, that way we can see what it landed on. Here, tails for this one, and then the side is what we're selecting, what we're picking, and it adds accordingly. But we still have a way to go, so we're trying to get to this point, which we are still kind of far away from. Coin toss, heads. Hey, look, we won! So rarely do we win. Yeah, there we go. Losing. That's us. That's normal. Oh, crap, and then the win percentage rate. Jeez, we're gonna need to add more variables. Damn. Well, that's just really doing the math. You know, taking the selected versus 1 and the dividing it and percentages and all that nonsense. So that won't be too bad. That won't be too bad. We can do variable heads win rate. Seems like a really long variable. Maybe we should just do WR. And variable tails win rate. And then we'll add in, because we've got another one, we'll have overall win rate at the end of this. So, which is all the way up here. We'll get there. Lots to do. Lots to do. Okay, so as we continue on, practical booty. So, what are you stuck on now? Right now, I'm trying to come to terms with, similar to how we have coin, we know what it is, tails or heads, depending on the random function. And then we have our button, our click, or our event listener for clicking on the button to identify which button, heads, tails, heads, tails. So when those match up, we've got our if statement, what should be happening. If they win, side is equal to coin, things should iterate. My issue or concern is that, it should copy, should just be heads plus plus, and then heads 1 plus plus. But my dilemma is that sometimes it's tails and sometimes it's heads. It's not always just heads here. I'm trying to figure out how to set up a way to determine which variable is being increased accordingly. Because coin will always change to whatever it needs to be, heads or tails, and side will always change to be whatever, change to whatever it needs to be, heads or tails. And the same process should happen for both sides, whether it's heads plus plus and heads 1, or tails selected, copy, tails selected, plus plus, and tails 1. It's roughly the same exact thing for each of them. So I don't think I need really 2 sets of code. I just need to find a way to sort of break it up and figure out what's needed. That's why I was trying to do that weird concatenation. Take side, because it'll be heads or tails. And do side plus whatever, but I didn't know if it needed to be a string or something like that, and then plus plus. I know that's wrong, but that's where my mind's visualizing it right now. Something needs to change, though. How to go about doing that? We'll get there. And then, in addition to that, we'll also need to reset the number. So that's not reset. Well, yeah, I say reset the number because we use the random function yet again from our last project, the number guessing game, where it would, each time the page would reload, it would reset the number. So now that we're using a random function again, each time the page reloads, it resets heads or tails. So not resetting the number, but resetting the page, or refreshing the page to reset the number. We'll need to have that in here, both for win and the lose conditions. So now, practical booty, why not do a simple if side equals heads plus plus, else tails plus plus. Oh, is that really all I need to do? Hold on. Hold on. Click on heads. In my mind, let me just mentally run through that. You're probably right. Heads plus plus. Okay, so I clicked on heads, landed on tails. If it doesn't equal that, we could set up an else if. If it doesn't equal that, maybe we could have two else ifs. We could set up a switch statement. Love switch statements. I mean, I kind of struggle setting them up, but a switch statement could work. But aside from that, simple if, I think we need to add in the other conditions because we've got a few things to juggle. But yes, ideally, if you picked heads, the times heads was selected needs to increase to 1. Both of these stay 0. And we only have to increase the percentage if they win. So, else, now let's say we set it up under heads, like you'd mentioned. Else, we click on... So tails and tails is when they win. Tails would still be fine, because it wouldn't be heads, so it would roll over to the else of the if statement. Tails plus plus, like Practical mentioned. Yeah, that would work. So we just need to build it out. I do think we would need the if side, if side equals heads. What do we have it as? All caps, lowercase, all caps. If side equals heads, the following should occur. Blankety blank blank blank. Wait. Maybe we just need the 2, because he's right. There's only two sides to this. If it's heads, they won. Blah, blah, blah. Selected. Heads goes up 1. Heads 1 goes up 1. And refresh the page. But otherwise, if it wasn't heads, then it's tails, and tails gets selected, and tails goes up 1. Blank, blank, blank. Okay. That could work. Yeah. We just need to add in the, damn, what is it? Like the page reload? We had the window open, cut something, like window reload, or JavaScript or something like that. What's going down in the chat? That's it. Oh wait, Practical Beauty. I wouldn't focus on percentage right now. I'd take it step by step, and first getting which coin you selected. Okay, good point. Which we do. We seem to be falling in that general direction. If side equals heads, then heads selected plus plus, else tails selected plus plus. That's true. That is at the minimum. We do want that. Practical Booty, that's it. Good. Oh, for probably where I ended up, like over here. Awesome. Good times. So there's that. followed by, to refresh, you can do window location reload. That's what it is. And I didn't even look at over here. Yes. Okay. Hey, look. See the link we used last time. Ta-da. Window location reload. Yeah, that makes sense. Copy do, because that should happen regardless whether they win or lose. We'll need to keep tossing that coin. So let's do that. Now to display those, we'll worry about that in a bit. We will worry about that in just a moment. Command save. Good. Heads, tails, save, and let's do console log. Can I have a variable inside of console log, or do I need to take all of these individually? Let's just console log this. Copy. Console.log. Oh dear God. Just to test one of the functions. Variables. So here we go. Refresh. Aha! Look at that. The zero's already waiting for us. Heads. Nice. We lost that one. Tails. Oh, because it refreshes the whole page. So we... We're gonna have to log this somehow. How can we do that? We'll get there. Topher, why are we reloading? We need to keep stats. Don't reload, just set the coin. Oh, that's what's going on. Okay, my bad. You're right. You're right. Cecil's right. Practical Booty, not to give you another problem to worry about, but I wouldn't refresh the page every time they flip the coin. I'd rather just reset the one variable. Yeah, good. Okay, yeah, my bad. Forgetful. It's calling the coin, calling the random function. Totally forgot. Thank God for C-selectomy and Practical Booty. So, calling it again. Random toss. And we can do coin equals random toss down here. Is that okay to do coin random toss, or do I just do random toss only? Yeah. Yeah, I think it's coin equals that. Because then that'll update this, and then everything else will happen accordingly. So there's that. We got rid of that nonsense. Let's save. Refresh. And heads. Maybe? Tails. Stack death. Why is it a 0? Did we miss type? Represent? No. Copy. selected. Hmm. Maybe we need to have the console log inside our win area. Maybe that would be more applicable to what's happening. Aha, that works. And then heads again. Ah, I did it. Steven figured it out. Good, Steven. Pat on the head for me. This is great. I control everything. JavaScript God. No, not yet. Probably not. We're getting there. Oh, it's gonna be great when I can actually do things on purpose. I assume this is like what the early years at Hogwarts would be like. Wizards who can't yet control their powers, and they're just sort of randomly casting spells, and they don't really work out all that well. Yeah, people accidentally getting maimed. That's me. Noob level JavaScript wizard. C-selectomy coin equals random toss should only need to happen once at the end outside the if else, since it should always happen. Oh, you're totally right. You're so right, Cecil. Screw the coin toss here. We can do this down yonder. But look at that. Oh, we already feel better. Look at this. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Cool. So there's that. We can even do console log for Tails. Copy. Nice, nice. Save. And refresh. Heads and tails. Oh, wait a second. Is that working? Tails, no, that's just going up every single time. Damn. Steven broke my code. I broke my code. If size, so it's the logic on how I have things set up. It's where I have things placed. I'll get there. I'll get there. Figure out this nightmare. So here we've got tails. When I click heads, it still goes up by 1. Click heads, it goes up again. Click tails each time. Death. So I need to do the following. To correct that, if side equals that, how would I adjust for that? Since I don't want it to happen every time, I do want it to increase. So it does increase. But I only need it and want it to increase when they match. I figured that would have been all that was needed. Maybe it's the console log that I need to move. Maybe that's the issue. I don't think it is. do, what to do. Let's open up the following, at least. File, open. I want to check from our last project the stuff. B d d d d d d d. Da 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 dee 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 dee. Something to do, something to do. Dum 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 dum. Documents. There we go. JavaScript for the number game. I'm trying to recall what the hell I did to push. Oh, I had to create elements. That's what it was. Yeah, I was trying to remember how I got limit and the actual, you know, the min and the max. I was able to say in the game what I wanted to appear. In fact, we'll even open the other file. We'll even open our HTML for that. Open. We'll copy this link. And let's open that. Oh. We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there. Oh, sack of death. Why is copying so difficult in this part of the world? Copied. Third time's a charm. Dear God. Already 12:42 a.m. in the morning. Clearly we're struggling. Cecil. Coin equals random toss should only need to happen outside once the end of the if state. Okay, which we did set up thanks to your hint. So yes, good, agreed. Cecil. Selected should always increase. Oh, you're totally right. You're absolutely right. No matter how many times, if I click heads 9 times, same thing over here. Heads, 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 heads. You're absolutely right. And each one in tails should increase each time. I think I was focused on the win factor, which I think is what you were mentioning. Following that, selected should always increase. Win should only increase. You're right. Should only increase if side equals coin. Oh, you're so right. So I can just do an if statement within each of those as well, following up on that. And that's very reminiscent of the last numbers game project because we had a somewhat similar issue. I thought we did. I thought we had an if-else with some additional iffiness crammed inside. Maybe we didn't. Things got highly questionable with that last project, but you're absolutely right. So here we can do, well, I could do another if inside of the if statement. Now I'm just wondering about sort of syntax and the structure and the best protocol. If doing another if inside of heads would be fine, or if I should just set up its own new separate beast of else if with a different condition. Else if blah. I think I should just stick with the if inside, the nested if statement. I think nesting the if is probably the way to go. First side select, of course, pardon my typos on a tablet, not to worry. This is a typo-friendly environment. Steven loves the typos. Yeah. Not really a thing, but don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's hard to love a typo. They do tend to provide good comedic stuff, comedic relief on occasion. The perfectly timed, terrible typo. Now, we want to change heads 1 below to the following, but and we can even do that same song and dance again in the else, but for Tails 1. Fantastic. Look at that. Look at that. Here we go. So oh my god, did I cut it? I cut the whole fucking thing. Bad, Steven. Bad. Copy. Command C. Typical. There we go. That's what we were looking for. Ta-da. Now, if side equals coin, look at that, or if side equals coin, oh my god, it's actually working. And then we can have the following console logs. Watch this. We can have copy. And we'll get rid of the console logs. We'll actually, visualization, which is why I cracked open the other ones. I couldn't remember what I was doing to bring them over. It was divs. It was creating elements. So I need to set up all the creating the stupid elements to push everything back over to HTML. I'm just doing console log to quickly see the scoreboard on ours. So that's what's going down. Temporary fix. So with that said, here we can do console log instead of for selected inside the ifs. Console logs for the wins. Accordingly, copy. Oh my god, look at that. Look at that. Save, 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 save. Oh. Yeah, no, those will be fine because these, haha, are all linked to a different document, so it doesn't matter. That's right. Yeah, living dangerously. I don't care about those ones. Those two suck. Good, good, good. Alright, so, let's refresh. We've got heads. We click. We have 2 1s. And now let's do tails. See, only 1 1. Look at that. Tails again. It went up to 2. And 3. And heads and tails and heads and heads. Okay, I think it's kind of working, but we still need to adjust. There's some oddities with the numbers. I don't know if it's my ability to read the console log or if there's some questionable stuff. I'm pretty sure there's some questionable stuff, and it's my ability to read, so it's most likely both. But at least we're making changes. We can see things are changing. I don't know if it's changes in progress, but, wishful thinking at 12:49 a.m. and 12 seconds. Yeah, so now let's set those up. We're gonna have to do some stupid element creation process like last time. Remember the new P fiasco? New P2 to all the way down to what, new P5 or something like that? We just basically rinsed and repeated everything. Range remaining. We had our empty divs that received all this noise. So I don't think we need to. Here's the difference. I don't think we need to create these because last time in the number game we had fields that were constantly like disappearing and reappearing for the printouts. We don't need to worry about that. I know for Topher's initial example, his starts out without the scoreboard or the stats posted. But honestly, I'm totally fine if the scoreboard is just present always from the get-go. Again, the chart bit is sort of set as extra credit, quote unquote, not just sort of more of extra mile work. But this, we can just leave the stuff there in HTML. So we should set up the graphy stuff. That's what we should do. So that'll make it a lot easier. That way I don't have to manually create and change all the freaking elements. Passing the information, that should be fairly easy. That's just really appending certain info and whatnot, that kind of stuff, which we should be relatively okay with. We'll get there. We'll get there. Let's set up this nonsense. Let's close. Well, you know what? Wait a second. I think we did do a pretty decent dent. I mean, it's been 50 minutes, 51 minutes. We may just call it quits for today. I mean, it's day 289. That's not like a huge milestone. Not day 300 or anything. You know? Why don't we land... We can land this bird, and we'll do the HTML stuff building the graphs out tomorrow. And we can sort of hone our JavaScript logic tomorrow as well. We've got a better grasp on what's happening inside of our flipcoin function now. So I think we at least made 1 or 2 steps in the right direction. C-selectomy, good luck with that. Sleepy time. Yeah, see, I'll tune in tomorrow maybe. Yeah, of course. No, damn it. What's the phrase? No pressure. No pressure. Come and go as you please. Attendance is optional. Yeah, that's right. Our stream is to help put people to sleep. Exactly. So we're gonna go ahead and call this quits. Let's save everything, and we'll save the stats nightmare for tomorrow. That's what we'll do. I like that plan. Go ahead and save our CSS, which hasn't changed. We should also do some CSS stuff tomorrow. Minor CSS changes. And that's good. Let's close out of this. Awesome. Awesome. And we can jump over to... We can commit this stuff. We have to commit. We need to crack open the desktop app. GitHub. Loading. Beautiful. If else stuff. Yeah, that's got to be good enough. I'm sure the historians will appreciate that. If else stuff. Yeah, good. Commit. Oh, we didn't even set it up in OBS. Well, that's fine. You guys have seen it. It takes 12 seconds to push. We're pushing it. Resolving details. Ta-da, fetch just now. Close out of that. And now, we can just look, because we can. GitHub. Coin toss stuff. 32 seconds ago. If else stuff. Beautiful. Yeah, look at that. Haunting. Okay. Closing out of that. Jumping over to OBS. Thank you again to anyone and everyone who stopped by to view the stream and or assist. Today we had Cecilectomy, the Middlemans, Practical Booty, and yeah, for those who spoke up and threw out tips and advice in chat, thank you very much for all that. To anyone who may have accidentally stumbled in here to view the stream, thank you very much. Any and all views are greatly appreciated. Day 289 comes to an end, but the adventure continues tomorrow with day 290. Cool. Of the year of streaming and learning to code. I'm just excited that there's been 290 days of this nonsense. So, that's just me, though. Anyways, are you sure you want to stop the stream? Hell yeah. Kill it.